Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is November 25th, 2022. It's on Friday, and it's sunny outside. How are you spending Friday? Do you like Friday? I think many people like Friday because they can have day offs on the next 2 days, on Saturday and Sunday. Some people have comprehensive knowledge in the particular field. Some people have comprehensive knowledge in their particular field. Do you have a comprehensive knowledge in the field? Do you have a comprehensive knowledge? Do you have a comprehensive knowledge regarding semiconductor? Do you have a comprehensive knowledge on economics? A comprehensive survey into the house of the criminal is going to be done by the detectives, prosecutors. You need to have comprehensive knowledge on many subjects in order to pass the examination. You need to have comprehensive knowledge on many subjects in order to pass the examinations. Do you have comprehensive knowledge on many subjects or almost everything? Math, physics, science, chemical, language, mathematics, social studies, and so on. Comprehensive. A comprehensive survey was conducted in the criminal's house in search for evidence related to the crimes. Comprehensive tour. Comprehensive knowledge. Comprehensive survey, a comprehensive survey. The detective conducted a comprehensive survey. The detectives conducted comprehensive survey. The detectives conducted comprehensive survey. The detectives conducted a comprehensive survey. Do you have a comprehensive knowledge in the field? Do you have a comprehensive knowledge of the semiconductor? Do you have a comprehensive knowledge of history? You need to have a comprehensive knowledge on almost everything in order to pass the examinations. A comprehensive survey was conducted. A comprehensive survey was conducted. Sorry, I couldn't comprehend what you said. Could you repeat that, please? Can you comprehend the content of the lecture? I think not many people can comprehend the content of the lecture. I cannot comprehend the grammar, the explanation by the textbook. Since I couldn't understand, I couldn't make heads or tails of, I couldn't comprehend the explanation from the textbook. So I directly went to my teacher to ask the more concise explanation. The examination is designed to see your listening and reading comprehension. The examination is designed to assess your comprehension of listening and reading. The examination is designed to evaluate, assess, value, rate your comprehension of listening and reading skill of English. The examination is designed to assess your listening and reading comprehension. The examination is designed to evaluate your listening and reading comprehension. The examination is designed to evaluate the listening and reading comprehension. Comprehension of everything. Did you make sure of the comprehension of the distribution? Did you make sure of the comprehension of the distribution? Comprehension of a thing. Comprehension of the survey. Comprehension of the survey. Comprehension of the businesses. Since I could not make heads or tails of the explanation written on the textbook, so I directly went to my teacher to get more comprehensible explanation. Comprehensible. No other explanations are more. No other explanations are comprehensible as the one from my teacher. No other explanations are as comprehensible as the ones from my teacher. No other explanations are as comprehensible as from my teachers. No other explanations are more comprehensible than ones from my teacher. Comprehensible. If my lecture is not comprehensible, please repeat the lecture again, over and over again until you get it. What I explain is not comprehensible sometimes. I cannot make myself understood sometimes. Comprehensible. Can you comprehensible of the lecture? Can you comprehensible of the equation of relativity? Can you comprehensible? Are you comprehensible of the relativity? Comprehensible. Comprehensible explanation. We are expecting comprehensible explanation answer from you. We are expecting comprehensible answer from you. I'm looking for a comprehensible explanation answer of difficult equation. We are looking for more comprehensible, concise explanation of the equation. Comprehensible. Comprehensible. My ideas are not comprehensible to others. My ideas often not comprehensible to others. Comprehensible. My ideas are often not comprehensible to others. The investigation was conducted comprehensively. 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 The investigation was conducted comprehensively. I want you to clean the toilet comprehensively, not partly. I want you to clean comprehensively, not partly. I usually clean my rooms comprehensively, not partly. Otherwise, I cannot be satisfied. I usually clean rooms comprehensively. Otherwise, I won't be satisfied. Because the dirty exists everywhere. So it can also be helped. Cannot be helped at all. I want the dust to be arrested for illegally entering my house. I want the dust to be arrested for entering my house without permission. Do you usually clean your rooms comprehensively? I usually review my textbooks over and over again comprehensively. I usually review textbooks time and time again comprehensively, 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 comprehensively. I usually review the same textbooks over and over again comprehensively, comprehensively, comprehensively. The typhoon devastated the district comprehensively. You need to read the textbook comprehensively to pass the examination. You need to read the textbook. You need to read the textbook. You need to read the textbook comprehensively, even to the small explanation written on the edge, to pass the examination. How can I act as prompted as you? How can I act as prompted as you? I cannot make a prompt decision. I cannot take a prompt action as you. How can I take a prompt action as you? How can I take as a prompt action as you? How can I take as a prompt action as you? I had a friend who arrived at the destination promptly at the time we promised to meet at. I had a friend who arrived at the destination just on time. If he arrived at the destination 5 minutes earlier, he was waiting for the time to come, like standing in front of my house and so on. And when the time came, he pushed the doorbell on promptly at the decided time, at promised time. I had a friend who always arrived at the destination on promptly at time. For example, when we promised to meet at my house, he sometimes arrived at my house 2 or 3 minutes earlier. In that case, he was waiting for the time to come. He waited for the promised time to reach in front of my door of the house. For example, when we promised to meet at 12 o'clock and he arrived at my house like 11:58, he was waiting for the 2 minutes until he pushed the doorbell. So he was very punctual. Promptly. I try to move promptly because the opportunity might not come again, might not come about again, bring up again. Because the opportunity might come again. Promptly. Can you act promptly? Can you act promptly? Can you act promptly? Can you act promptly? I try to take an action promptly because the opportunity might not come again. Because the opportunity might not come up again. because the opportunity might not come out again. I try to make a quick action. I try to make a prompt action. I try to take an action promptly. I try to take an action promptly. I try to take an action. I try to take a step, take a measures promptly. Take action, take an action, take a measure, take actions, take steps, take measures. What I was surprised is the trains come promptly on schedule. What I was surprised is that the trains come promptly on time, promptly as scheduled. What I was surprised was that the trains came as scheduled. The train came promptly as scheduled. It started to rain promptly when I stepped outside. Stepped out of my house. Had I stepped outside when it began to rain? Scarcely had I stepped outside before it began to rain. No sooner had I stepped outside than it began to rain. It won't be long before the ambulance comes. It won't be long the ambulance comes. It won't be long before you grow up so taller than me. It was not long before my name was called at the hospital. It was not long before I got used to using a smartphone. You will get used to using a smartphone promptly. Some people can get used to using public transportations promptly. In case of me, it's not. Promptly at 5 o'clock. Promptly at 6 o'clock. Promptly at 10 o'clock. Promptly at 10 o'clock. The lecture is going to end promptly at 5 o'clock. The chime rings promptly at 10 o'clock a.m. every day. The chime rings at promptly at 10 o'clock a.m. every day. And 12 o'clock. And 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock in winter. And in summer, 6 o'clock p.m. I'm not sure when the time is changed. When the time to ring the bell for the time is rung at. I'm not sure when the time the chime is ringed at changed. I'm not sure when the time the chime is ringed at is changed. But in winter it is rung at promptly at 5 o'clock p.m. and in summer it is rung promptly at 6 o'clock p.m. Promptly at 12 o'clock, promptly at 11 o'clock, promptly at 11 o'clock, promptly at 8 o'clock, promptly. It was promptly at 10 o'clock p.m. when the accident happened. It was promptly, exactly at 10 o'clock p.m. when the accident happened. It was promptly when I stepped outside of my house. It began to rain. It was promptly when I went outside of my house that it began to rain. As soon as I stepped outside my house, it began to rain. As soon as I stepped outside my house, it began to rain. As soon as I stepped outside my house, it began to rain. Hmm. It was it was promptly when I stepped out of my house that it began to rain. Hmm. The train arrived at the destination promptly in time, promptly on time, which surprised me. What I was surprised at was the train. What I was surprised at was that the trains arrive at the destinations promptly on schedule. What I was surprised at was that the trains arrive at the destination promptly on schedule. Promptly. Promptly at 6 o'clock. I tried to take a prompt action. I try to take a prompt action so that I won't pass up good opportunities. I try to take a prompt action. I try to take a prompt action. I try to take a prompt action. Don't prompt old common senses to children. Parents usually prompt studying hard to their children. Parents usually prompt or force studying hard on children. Some parents might prompt marrying someone in earlier age. Some parents might prompt marrying someone in earlier age. He prompted the preparation for winter. The mayor prompted the preparation for winter. Hash winter. Hash winter. Hash winter. The mayor of the city prompted the preparation for winter. Coming winter. Following winter. What are you prompting? What are you mean? What do you mean? My parents also prompt me to study hard. My parents also prompted me to study hard. My parents also prompt studying hard. My parents also prompted me studying hard. My parents also prompted me to study hard. My parents also prompted studying hard. Some parents will prompt studying hard to their children. Some parents will prompt studying hard to their children. What are you prompting? What are they prompting to us? The salesman prompted entering the insurance. The salesman prompted entering the insurance. The salesman prompted entering the insurance. The salesman prompted making an agreement with him. 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 My parents also prompted studying hard to me. Did your parents also prompted studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? Did your parents also prompt studying hard to you? My parents also prompted me to study hard. Did your parents also prompt you to study hard? The salesman prompted old lady to make an agreement with him. The aggressive salesman prompted the old lady to buy the product. The aggressive salesman prompted old lady to buy the product. The salesman threatened to do something if the old lady didn't buy the product. The salesman threatened to do something scary if the old lady didn't buy the product. The salesman prompted the old lady to buy the product. The salesman prompted the old lady to buy the product. The boss prompted working overtime today. The boss prompted us working overtime. The boss prompted working overtime to us today. The boss prompted us to work overtime. 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 The boss prompted us work overtime. Some parents might prompt you to marry someone earlier. Some parents might prompt you to marry someone earlier. Some parents might prompt you to marry someone earlier. Some people might prompt you to enter big companies. Some people might prompt you to enter big companies after graduating from university or high school. I was prompted to drink a lot of alcoholic beverages, which is not good, which is one of my traumatic memories. I was prompted to drink alcoholic beverages a lot, which is one of my traumatic memories. Some employees or senior colleagues prompt us to join the party. The car running behind me prompted me to run faster, although I was driving within the limited speed. Lawful speed. Legal speed. Although I was driving my car with legal speed, the car running behind me prompted me to drive faster. Although I was driving my car with a legal speed, the car running behind me prompted me to run faster, to drive faster. I tried to take a prompt action so as not to pass up the good opportunity. I tried to take a quick action. I tried to take a quick action. I tried to take a prompt action. I tried to take a prompt action so that I won't miss the good opportunity. I tried to take a prompt action, quick action. I tried to take a prompt action. I tried to take a prompt action so that I won't miss good opportunity. I tried to take prompt action so that I won't miss good opportunities. I tried to take prompt actions in order that I won't miss good opportunities. In order that I won't miss good opportunities. In order that I won't miss good opportunities. I wanted to see the beautiful, breathtaking view from the summit of Mount Fuji. I was impressed by the beautiful, breathtaking view, which is beyond description. So I wanted to see the beauty from the summit of Mount Fuji. It cannot be described by words or pictures or anything else. It took about 8 hours to reach the summit of Mount Fuji, to reach the summit, reach the summit, reach the summit, to reach the summit, reach the summit. It took about 8 hours to reach the summit. I reached the summit, 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 I reached the summit of Mount Fuji at 4 a.m. just before the sunrise, because many climbers try to reach the top in time for the sunrise. The summit talks is scheduled to be held here. The summit talks was held in Ise-shima, Mie Prefecture, in 2016, which is still fresh in my mind. Summit talks was held in 2016 in Mie Prefecture, Japan. Summit. Summit. Reach the summit. Reach the summit. Reach the summit. Reach the summit. Reach summit. Reach the summit. Reach summit. Reach the summit. Reach summit. Reach summit. Reach the 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 summit. Summit talks. Summit talks. Summit talks. Summit talks. Summit talks. Summit talks was held. Summit talks took place in Ise-shima, Mie Prefecture, Japan. Summit talks. Summit talks. I usually schedule my trip on weekdays to save money, to get good deals, because the prices for hotels and flight tickets are usually cheaper on weekdays. So I try to schedule my trip on weekdays. Maybe some people have the same strategy. I usually schedule my trip on weekdays to get good deals, because the prices for hotel and flight tickets and other things are usually cheaper on weekdays. So I'd like to take advantage of the reasonable prices on weekdays by going on weekdays. I think some people have the same strategy. The festival was scheduled for summer, but it was cancelled. It was called off, it was postponed, it was put off due to the pandemic. And the alternative festival is scheduled for autumn. The alternative festival is scheduled for autumn. I will schedule the event on Sunday, because many people have a day off on Sunday. Examinations are usually scheduled for Sunday. Examinations are usually scheduled for Sunday. Examinations are usually scheduled for Sunday. The shipment arrived at my house much later than the schedule. The shipment sometimes arrives before the schedule, prior to the schedule, ahead of the schedule. Ahead of the schedule. The orders I purchased. The merchandise I ordered sometimes arrived prior to the schedule, ahead of the schedule. But usually they arrive right on schedule. On schedule. Right on schedule. The merchandise I ordered usually arrived at my house right on schedule. 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 My orders sometimes arrived ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule. Or right on schedule. The products I ordered usually arrived right on schedule. Right on schedule. The shipments usually arrived right on schedule. Trains usually run right on schedule. Trains are running usually right on schedule. Trains are running usually right on schedule. What I was surprised at was trains running right on schedule. Trains were running right on schedule. What I was surprised was that the trains was coming right on schedule. What will become of the outcome? What will become of the outcome of the business? What has become of the outcome of the business? What has become of him? What has become of the outcome of the business? What will become of the business? Outcome of the business? Can I know the outcome of the examination? Did you used to highlight the keywords in the textbook by underlining the keywords? Did you used to highlight keywords in the textbooks with pen or color pens? Did you used to highlight the keywords in the textbook with colored pen or just pencil? Did you used to highlight keywords in the textbooks with pens? With a pen or with a colored pen? Some teachers highlighted the importance of our lives before summer vacation started. That some teachers highlighted the importance of our lives before summer vacation started. Some people speak with a lot of highlight because I could not make myself understood in English, so I highlighted the pronunciation. Since I couldn't make myself understood in English, so I stressed my pronunciation. I highlighted my pronunciation. Even if you missed the game, you can watch the highlight later. The highlights are going to be broadcasted after the game, so you shouldn't be worried. 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 You don't have to worry. I watched the highlight of the game on TV. I will watch the highlight of the game later after the game, and because I don't have much time to watch the game, I will be working while the game is on air, on play. I will be working during the game tomorrow. I will be working while the soccer game is played. Even if you missed the game, you can watch the highlight later. Even if you missed the game, even if you missed the watching the game, even if you missed watching the game, you can watch the highlight later. I just watched the highlight of the game. I just watched the highlight of the game. I just watched the highlight of the game. I just watched the highlight. Watched the highlight game. Highlight of the game. I just watched the 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 highlight of the game. Highlight of the game was the first half. Highlight of the game was the second half. The highlight of the game happened in the first half. The highlight of the game happened in the second half, the latter half. The highlight of the amusement park is the roller coaster, registered in the World Guinness Record. The highlight of the amusement park is the roller coaster, which has been registered as a world record, Guinness record, as a world Guinness record. When I want to highlight the word, I highlight the lyrics. When I want to express the lyrics, I usually highlight the words, lyrics. When I want to express my feelings much, I tend to highlight the lyrics with big voice. When I want to express my feelings more, I usually highlight the lyrics. The highlight of the amusement park is the roller coaster, which has been registered as a World Guinness Record. Highlight of the festival is the Danjiri turning the corner, which is called Yarimawashi. Highlight of the festival is the Danjiri turning at the corner. The highlight of the festival is that the festival float changed its course, turning that the festival floats turned the corner with much speed. The highlight of the festival is that the festival floats run through the housing areas. The highlight of the festival is that the participants bring the festival floats through the residential areas. Do you think I am contributing to the society? The contributor contributed a couple of articles to the newspaper. I'd like to contribute to society. I hope I am contributing to the society. A healthy lifestyle will contribute to developing a disease. The newspaper asked me to contribute my opinions to the newspaper. The newspaper asked me to contribute my opinions. The newspaper asked me to write my opinions, send my opinions. The newspaper asked me to contribute my opinions. The newspaper asked me to contribute my opinions. An anonymous man contributed 10 million yen to the city hall. An anonymous man contributed 10 million yen to the city hall, prefectural office. An anonymous man contributed 10,000 yen, 10 million yen to the prefectural office. 10 million yen was found from 10 million yen contributed by an anonymous man was found from the toilet. 10 million yen contributed from an anonymous man was found from the toilet. Reading written, please use this amount of money for the society. Are you contributing to the company? Unhealthy lifestyle will contribute to developing a disease. Repetition will contribute to deep memorization. Repetition will contribute to deeper memorization. Repetition will contribute to deeper memorization. An anonymous man contributed tremendous amount of money to the prefectural office. The company contributed 1 billion yen to the disaster-stricken area. The company donated 10 million yen to the disaster-stricken area, disaster-affected area. The big company contributed 1 billion yen to the disaster-affected area, disaster-stricken area, disaster-stricken area. The contributor contributed a couple of articles and his opinions to the newspaper, press, magazine company. The contributor contributed his opinions to the newspaper. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send his opinions. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send his opinions. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send his opinions. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send her opinions regarding the matter. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send his opinions, to write his opinions, to send his articles, perspectives. The newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the celebrity. The newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the celebrity, asked the celebrity. The newspaper asked the celebrity, the newspaper asked the celebrity to send her perspective regarding the matter. Have you ever contributed your article, opinions, perspectives to the newspaper? Contribute. 10 million yen was contributed by an anonymous person. 10 million yen was contributed by an anonymous person, by an anonymous person, I'd like to contribute 100 yen. Do you usually contribute some coins into the offertory box in convenience stores? I won't contribute even 1 yen to some entity which I don't know at all. Do you usually contribute some coins into the offertory box in a convenience store? Do you usually contribute some coins after shopping into the offertory box in convenience stores? The newspaper asked the celebrity to write his opinions regarding the matter. The newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the celebrity. The newspaper asked the celebrity. The newspaper asked the celebrity. Asked. The newspaper asked the celebrity. Asked. The newspaper asked the celebrity. The newspaper asked the celebrity to send her opinions regarding the matter. The celebrity contributed his perspectives regarding the matter, as for the matter, as to the matter, with respect to the matter, with regard to matter, regarding the matter, in respect to the matter, in relation to the matter, in respect to the matter, with relation to the matter, related to the matter, related to the matter, related to the matter, related to the matter. In terms of the matter, in terms of the matter. An anonymous man contributed tremendous amount of money to the prefectural office. An anonymous man contributed tremendous amount of money, extraordinary amount of money to the prefectural office, incredible amount of money, incredible amount of money to the prefectural office. Can I contribute my opinions to the newspaper? The celebrities contributed his opinion to the newspaper. The newspaper asked the celebrity to contribute some opinions, his perspectives regarding the matter. The newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the specialist, experts, to send his opinions, to send her opinions from her perspectives. The newspaper asked the newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the experts, specialists. The newspaper asked the specialist experts to send her opinions from her perspectives. The newspaper asked the celebrity, asked the specialist, asked the specialist, asked the specialist, asked the specialist. The newspaper asked the specialist, asked the specialist, asked the specialist. The newspaper asked the specialist. The newspaper asked the specialist to send his opinions from her perspective. I usually contribute 5 yen to the offertory box. An anonymous man contributed 1 million yen to the prefectural office. $1 million was found from the toilet with a message saying, "Please use this money for the society." 5 million yen contributed from an anonymous man was found from the toilet with a message saying, "Please use this money for the society." Do you think I am making a contribution to the company? I make a contribution to the company. The contribution made by the anonymous man helped the society a lot, helped the poor a lot. The contribution made by an anonymous man should be used for fair way, for decent way, in a decent way. The contribution made by an anonymous man should be used in a decent way, in a decent way, in a decent way, in a decent way. The contribution made by the anonymous man should be used in a decent way. I'd like to make a contribution to your business. I'd like to make a contribution to your business. I'd like to make a contribution to your business. After the advertisement, many people offered to want to make a contribution to my business. After the advertisement, many people in the world offered to make a contribution to my business. Contribution. An anonymous contributor contributed 5 million yen to the city hall. Contributor. I want to be a big contributor to the society. I want to be a big contributor to your business. I want to be a big contributor to the society. The investor became a big contributor to the company after the invention. Contributor is preparing for the drafts, preparing for writing his opinions, preparing for sending his opinions to the newspaper. The contributor is preparing for sending his articles, sending his opinions to the newspaper. The contributor is preparing for sending his opinions from her perspective to the newspaper. The contributor is preparing for sending her opinions to the newspaper. Contributor. The anonymous contributor contributed to the society a lot. The contributor helped the society a lot. The contributor helped the poor a lot. A tremendous amount of money was contributed by the contributor. 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 contributor, contributor, contributor. The anonymous contributor helped the society a lot. The anonymous contributor contributed to the city management. Everyone can be a contributor. Everyone can be a contributor. Contributor, contributor. Everyone can be a contributor. Everyone can be a contributor. Everyone can be a contributor to anything. The internet became such a big contributor to its business. Internet became a big contributor to the business for some industries, in some industries. Internet became such a big contributor to particular business. Internet became such a big contributor to its business in some fields. Internet became such a big contributor to the business in some fields. Contributor, contributor. The contributor is preparing for sending her message to the newspaper. The contributor is preparing for sending her opinions to the newspaper regarding the matter. The anonymous contributor helped the city management a lot. The contributor is said to have more than 1 trillion yen in the total asset, in his total asset. The contributor is rumored to have more than 1 trillion yen in total. Contributor. You are also a contributor to the company. Do you think I am contributive to the company? I think some employees are not contributive to the company, sleeping all the day, or just typing the computer during the work and achieve nothing. Are you contributive to the company? Are you contributive to the company? Are you contributive to the company? Contributive. Are you contributive to the company? Are you contributive to the company? Contributive. Do you think I am contributive to the company? I'd like to contribute to your business more. I'd like to be contributive to your business more. I'd like to be contributive to your business more. Contributive. You are very much contributive to the company. So don't make light of your performance. So stop making light of your performance. You are contributive to the company. So please stop making light of your performance. Stop making light of your performance. You should make much of your performance. You should think highly of your performance. You should think much of your performance. You are contributive to the company. You are contributive to the company. You are contributive. You are contributive to the company. You are contributive to the company. Contributive. Contributive. contributive, contributive. Contributive. I'd like to be more contributive to your business. Contributive. 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 My hope for the next year is that I can be contributive to the business more than this year. My hope for the next year is that I can be contributive to the business more than this year. Contributive. Contributive. The length of the service will be contributive to the consumer consumer confidence. The lengthy service will contribute to the higher consumer confidence. Consumer confidence. Consumer confidence. Consumer confidence. Consumer confidence. If the prices of the products are raised a little, the consumers might refuse buying. Consumers might refuse to buy them. with a subtle increase in the prices, the consumers might reject buying, might decline to buy. Consumers might stop buying. With a little increase in the prices of the products, consumers might stop buying. Consumers might refuse to buy. Consumers might hesitate to buy. Consumers might reluctant to buy. Consumers might be unwilling to buy. Consumers might decline to buy. Consumer confidence. The long length of service will be contributive to the increased consumer confidence. 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 The long term of service will contribute to increased consumer service, consumer confidence. 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 The long term of service will be contributive to the increased consumer confidence. Consumer confidence. We are consuming many things every day. Many pet bottles are being consumed every day. Many pet bottles, cans, food, many things are consumed every day. Many things are being consumed every day. Electrical consumption will increase in winter and summer. Electrical, electronic, electric, 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 electrical, electric. Electric consumption will increase in winter and summer. The amount of consumption is so huge daily. Electric consumption will increase in summer and winter. Electric consumption will increase in summer and winter. Electric consumption will increase in summer and winter. Consumption. I'd like to reduce the consumption of food and drinks. Oil consumption. Electric consumption. Food consumption. The fans were overwhelmed by the consuming power of the team. The fans were overwhelmed by the consuming power of the team. The sports cars are more consuming than other cars, consuming all gas, petroleum. The product is more powerful, except for more consuming power, with more consuming meaning. The product is more powerful, but it is more consuming. The product is powerful, but it is more electrically consuming. The product is more powerful, but it is electrically more consuming. It is electrically more consuming. Consuming society. The level difference between the student A and student B was obvious. Consuming. The memorization of the student was consuming. His skill at playing the piano was consuming already at the age of 3. At the age of 3. His skill at playing the piano was consuming already at the age of 3. Consuming. The number of members of the society is consuming in whole organizations. The number of members of the association is consuming compared to other associations in the same field. The sales figures of the big company is consuming. Many things of him are consuming. His power is consuming. His power was consuming. The skillful management of the newly appointed CEO was consuming. The number of members of the society is consuming compared to other entities in the same field. The number of members of the association is consuming compared to the same association in the same field. Consuming. The amount of the food eaten by the food challenger was consuming. The speed of the runner was consuming. He came in first, easily. The level difference between the professional and amateur was consuming. The level difference between the professional and the amateur was consuming. The sound created by the orchestra was consuming. The sound created by the orchestra was consuming. The difference between Wagyu and the reasonable beef was consuming, very different. We are in a consuming society. We are in a consuming society. Consuming. We are in a consuming society. Consuming. We are in a consuming society. Let's study options before deciding. Because I do not have much time to study options, so I was obliged to make a quick option. I was obliged to make a decision. I was obliged to make a quick option. We are sometimes forced to make a quick option. We are sometimes forced to make a quick option. We are sometimes forced to make a quick option without studying options. We are sometimes forced to make a quick option without studying options. We still have room for studying options. We still have room for studying options. Study options. We still have room for studying options. We still have room for studying options. We still have room for studying options. We study room for studying options. We still have room for studying options. We have no option but to make a quick option because we didn't have room for studying options. We didn't have room for studying options. We were obliged to make a quick option because we didn't have room for studying options. We were obliged to make a quick option. We were obliged to make a quick option because we didn't have room for studying options. Studying options. Study 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 options. We are sometimes forced to make a quick option when we don't have room for studying options. I was often forced to make a quick option when I chose what I ate on the touch panel of the screen. Touch screen. Because there were some people waiting behind me, so there was no room for studying options. There was no room for studying options. Which do you prefer? Ordering in front of the cashier, front of the staff, or ordering on your by yourself from the touch panel? I prefer to order from the touch panel because I can study options well without communicating with people. Study options. 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 I was independent of my parents at the age of 22. Are you independent of your parent? When were you independent of your parent? Or should we really independent of parent? Because more and more variety of lives are starting to be accepted. There are many ways of living, not only one. More and more ways of living started to be accepted. There are many ways of living, not only one. We should be independent of companies. I think many people turn to count on companies. But with the development of new technologies such as AI, robots, machines, more and more jobs will be replaced by such things. So we should be independent of companies. We should be independent of companies. We should be independent. We should be independent of companies in that meaning. We should be independent of companies, others. Many people turn to count on companies for living. Are you independent of your parents? Have you independent of your parent? Have you been independent of your parent? Have you been independent of your parent? I'm independent of my parent. I'm independent of my parent. I still rely on my parent. I still rely on my parent. I still count on my parent. I still turn to my parent. I've been independent of companies since about 9 years ago. I've been independent of companies since 8 years ago. I've been independent of companies since 7 years ago. I try to be independent of others. I try to be independent of others. I try to be I seek to, I look to, I attempt to be independent of others. I strive to independent of others. I try to, I attempt to, I look to be independent of others. I attempt to be independent of others. I strive to be independent of others. I seek to be independent of others. Are you independent of your parent? Have you been independent of your parent? Have you been independent of your parent? Are you interested in watching soccer games? Are you interested in communicating with people from all over the world? Have you ever been involved in tourism industry? Have you ever been involved in the project? Have you ever been involved in managing a team? Have you ever involved in managing a team or society or association or group? Have you ever been involved in leading a team or group? Have you ever been involved in a project, taking an important role in that? Have you ever been involved in waiter job? Yes, I've been involved in waiter job, restaurant duty. Japan is known for sushi. Japan is known for Mount Fuji. Japan is known for one of the safest countries. Japan is known for one of the safest countries. Sushi is known to many people. Sushi is well known to many people. Sushi is familiar to many people. The idol is known to many people in the world. The musician is well known to many people in the world. The idol is known to many people in the world. The idol is known to many people in the world. Japan might be known for sushi. Japan might be known for sushi. Hokkaido is known for a lot of snow. Hokuriku area is known for a lot of snow in winter. If you are lacking in something, you can compensate for that. You can do your best to fill the gap. You can fill the gap. If you are lacking in something, you can fill the gap. If you are wanting in something, you can fill the gap. It's easy, simple. Take it simple. If you are lacking in something, you can fill the gap. If you are wanting in something, you can fill that up. We can fill the gap, fill up the gap, fill the gap up, fill the gap, fill out the gap, fill in the gap. I'm usually lacking in many things, so I try to make up for the gaps by doing a lot of effort. I'm usually wanting in many things, so I look to fill the gap by doing a lot of effort more than anyone else. I am usually lacking in many things, which normal people have. So I usually make up for the gap, compensate for the gap by doing a lot of efforts more than average people. I am usually wanting in many things, so I always attempt to fill the gap by doing a lot of efforts, by doing more efforts than average people. I am usually lacking many things, wanting in many things, so I always seek to compensate for the gap, make up for the gap by doing more efforts than others. I am usually lacking in many things, wanting in many things, so I always try to attempt to seek to look to fill the gaps by doing more effort than others. 3 or 4 times more effort, 3 times more effort than others. Soon after the pandemic, masks were lacking in at many stores. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores were lacking in masks. Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores across the world, across Japan, were lacking in masks, were wanting in masks. The surprise of the masks were delayed because people started to buy masks suddenly at once. Masks were sold out everywhere because people rushed to buy masks suddenly at once. Because people rushed to buy the masks suddenly at once. All of the stores were lacking in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were wanting in masks, were short in masks, were lack of masks, were lack in masks, were want in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were lacking in masks, were wanting in masks soon after the pandemic. Are you opposed to deviating from the common sense? Many people might be opposed to deviating from the common rail. But deviating from the rail, common sense rail, is being accepted more and more gradually. But those successful people are usually those who deviated from common sense rail. I don't know anyone who succeeded a lot with the common sense, on the common sense rail. The singer is popular with elderly people. The singers are popular with elderly people. The politician is popular with the locals in the region. The politician is popular with the locals in the region. Hmm. But still, many people will be opposed to deviating from common sense rail. I'm usually poor in knowledge and experience, so I always seek to fill the gap, make up for the gaps, compensate for the gaps by doing a lot of efforts. I am usually poor in experiences. I am usually poor in knowledge, experiences, and other things, other many things. So I always try to strive to seek to look to fill the gap by doing a lot of efforts in order to be in order to catch up with others, in order to keep up with others, catch up with others, keep pace with others. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were poor in masks soon after the pandemic. As soon as the pandemic started, all of the stores were poor in masks. If you are poor in something, you can try to fill the gap. You can fill the gap. You can try to fill the gap. You can try to fill the gap. Since the shop was poor in soy sauce, and the owner of the store, of the restaurant, went to buy soy sauce. Since we were poor in soy sauce, we went to buy soy sauce to the neighboring supermarket. The band was popular with my friends at that time. The band was popular with my friends, me and my friends at that time. Anchor, a genre of music, might be popular with especially elderly people. Are you proud of yourself? I am really proud of having been born in the same year as a superstar. I am so proud of having been born in the same year as a superstar. I am very proud of being born in the same year as a superstar. And I am really proud of having been born in the same year as the superstar. I am really proud of having been born in the same year as a musician. I am really proud of my father getting up early every morning, even Sundays. I am really proud of my father getting up early every morning, including Sundays, except for New Year's. Are you ready for the trip to Hawaii? Are you ready for the trip to Hawaii? Are you all set? Are you ready for starting your business? Are you ready for entering the company? Are you ready for the departure? None of us is responsible for that. No other people are responsible for that. The CEO is not responsible for that, but he has a responsibility to make apologies in public. The CEO is not responsible for that, but the CEO has a accountability to explain in public at the press conference. None of us is responsible for that. It is responsible for none of us. Kyoto is rich in history. Kyoto is rich in history, so I love that. I love Kyoto. Kyoto is abundant in history. Kyoto is rich in history. Kyoto is abundant in history. Kyoto is rich in temples. Kyoto is abundant in temples. There are many temples I like to visit. Japan is rich in timber. So there are many woodworks. Japan is rich in water. Are you satisfied with the result of the exam? Trying to be satisfied with what we have now and the current condition is the key to being happy. Trying to be satisfied with what we have and the current situation is the key to happiness. Are you satisfied with the result of the examination? If you are not satisfied with the service you have got from the store, you can complain if you have the problem. If you are not satisfied with the service we have done, please send me a message. If you are not satisfied with the service we've done, please send me a message. Are you satisfied with the current situation? Are you satisfied with the job? Soon after the pandemic, all of the stores were short of masks. If you are short of something, you can fill the gap by doing more effort. If you are short of something, you can compensate for that. You can make up for that to fill the gap by doing more effort. I was short of soy sauce. We were short of soy sauce, so we went to the supermarket to buy soy sauce. We were short of soy sauce, so we went to the supermarket to buy soy sauce. We were short of soy sauce, so we went to the supermarket to buy soy sauce. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. All of the stores were short of masks soon after the pandemic. I am usually short of experience and knowledge, so I look to fill the gap by doing more effort. I am usually short of knowledge and experience, so I seek to fill the gap by doing more effort. I am usually short of knowledge and experience, so I always strive to seek to attempt to fill the gap by doing more effort. The landscape here is similar to that in my town. The landscape here is similar to that in my town. The taste of Coke is similar to that of Pepsi. The taste of Coke is similar to that of Pepsi. Violating the rule is subject to getting out of this facility. Violating the rule is subject to getting out of this facility. Being got out of this facility. Violating the rule is subject to being got out of this facility. So please bear that in mind. So please keep that in mind. The event is subject to the weather. Whether or not the event will be held or not is subject to the weather. Whether or not the festival is held is subject to the judge by the governor. Whether or not the festival will be held is subject to the judge by the governor at the end. The schedule is subject to change. So please keep that in mind beforehand. The schedule is subject to change. 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 Whether or not the festival will be held is subject to the weather. Whether or not the sports meeting will be held is subject to the weather. Whether or not the school excursion will be held is subject to the weather. His mood is subject to the weather. His mood is subject to the weather. Whether or not we will go to the party after the work is subject to the boss's mood. Are you on good spirits? Are you in a good mood? Are you on good spirits? Do you think this position is suitable for you? This position is really suitable for you. Do you think this suit looks good on you? Looks good on me. Do you think this gentleman's suit looks good on me? Yes, it really looks good on you. Looks good on you. Looks good on you. Are you still searching for the position which is suitable for you? We should keep searching for something which is suitable for us. We should keep searching for something which is suitable for us. Working on something on my own is suitable for me. Working on something on my own is suitable for me because I don't like to be in a group. I don't like group activities. Maybe some people feel the same. This new type of car is superior to the previous one regarding the mileage. This new type of car is superior to the previous one regarding the mileage. This new type of air conditioner is superior to the previous one regarding the efficiency. This new type of air conditioner is superior to the previous model regarding the electricity consumption. More many people try to do their best to be superior to others in academic field. Many students study a lot to be superior to others in the academic world. The recent electric gadgets are superior to old ones in many things. The recent modern electric goods are superior to old ones in many ways. I had already been sure of your success before your business started to be prosperous, thriving. I had already been certain of your success in the business before your business started to be prosperous, started to be thriving. I had already been sure about your success in the business before your business started to be succeeding, started to be thriving, started to be prosperous. Why can you be sure of your success in the business? Are you sure of the business? Why are you sure of my success in the business? Why are you certain of my success in the business? Some of the investors are sure about the stock price increase on the next year. Some of the investors are certain about the huge increase of the stock market, stock price. Some of the investors are sure about the increase of the stock market of the company. Some of the investors are certain about the increase of the stock market. Some of the investors are certain about the drop of the stock market. Some of the investors are certain about the sharp drop of the stock price of the company. Some of the investors are certain about the increase in the stock price of the company. "90% of the audiences were sure of the champion's win, but it was not. It was overturned by counterpunch by the challenger. 90% of the audiences were certain about the champion's win. 90% of the audiences were sure of the champion's win, but it was overturned. I'm sure about the company's recovery immediately. I'm certain of the immediate recovery of the company. I'm sure of your immediate recovery. I'm certain about your immediate recovery. I'm certain of your immediate recovery. I'm certain of your immediate recovery. I'm certain of your success in the business. I'm certain of your business success. Approximately 90% of the audiences were certain of the champion's win. I am tired of the work. Many salaried workers are tired from work every day. Many salaried workers are tired from work every day. Some of them still study after the work to get qualifications or to do something, to achieve something. Since I was so tired from the club activity after school, I couldn't study at all yesterday. Since I was so tired from the club activity, which was so hard training yesterday, so I could hardly study yesterday. I could scarcely study yesterday. Some of the salaried workers are tired from daily commutes, long commutes. Are you tired from the daily commutes? Are you tired from the daily commutes? Are you tired from the daily commutes? I'm tired of listening to your jokes. I'm tired of listening to your jokes. Some people might be tired of listening to the same jokes from bosses or senior colleagues. Are you tired of the routines at work? 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 Are you tired of the routine at work? I've had enough of beef. I've had enough of beef. No more beef anymore. No more beef for a while, for a time being. I've had enough of beef. So I don't want beef for a time being. I've had enough of beef. Have you had enough of sightseeing? Have you had enough of sightseeing? I've had enough of dinner. I've had enough of dinner. Are you used to getting up early? Are you used to accustom yourself to the new environment early? Are you used to getting up early? Are you used to communicating with people from all over the world? Are you used to performing in public? Have you got used to taking the public transportation in Tokyo? How soon could you get used to taking the public transportations? How soon were you used to taking the public transportation in Tokyo? How soon were you used to taking the public transportations in Tokyo? How soon could you get used to taking public transportations in Tokyo? How soon were you used to taking public transportations in Tokyo? Mount Fuji is really worthy of climbing. I want you to see the breathtaking view from the summit of Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is worthy of climbing. It took me about 8 hours because I stayed in a lodge on the way for half a day, maybe. So it took me 8 hours in total to reach the summit. You are worthy of getting the prize. Many artists are worthy of the prizes. Many talented artists are worthy of getting the prizes. The tablet might be worthy of buying on sale. Experiences are worthy of having. Experiences are worthy of challenging. Experiences are worthy of having. We are worthy of having experience. Experiences are worthy of having. Experiences are worthy of having. The examination is worthy of taking. The examinations are worthy of taking. Kyoto is worthy of visiting. Kyoto is really worthy of visiting. There are many temples. Kyoto is very rich in history, abundant in history. Kyoto is really worthy of visiting. 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 Worthy of visiting. Kyoto is really worthy of visiting. Kyoto is 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 worthy of visiting. The cuisines served in the restaurants are worthy of eating. The cuisines served in the restaurants are worthy of trying. Sushi is worthy of trying. Sushi is worthy of trying. All of the cuisines served in the restaurant are worthy of eating. All of the cuisines served in the restaurant are worthy of eating. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.